OlyLife, their motto is the champion's choice. So their goals basically are producing concepts while respecting nature, appreciating science, and a healthy lifestyle, exercise, nutrition, and equipment. I'm going to be creating a new one of these PowerPoint slides, but bear with me for this right now. So who are they? We're a wellness company like no other. Mission, empowering health, vision, inspiring enthusiasm, diligence, the enterprising spirit, upholding the Olympic spirit and career, all of these happy things. So I personally don't get too stuck up on a particular company. So I don't, personally, the way I work, I don't have like an undying pledge to a company of, like I'm all this company and all that. But what's great about OlyLife is I don't need to, because of what they've actually got. I don't have to have this crazy brand dedication and sit here and blow smoke up your rear end and just constantly hype up the company. Be like, that's not what I'm going to do, because if I have to do that, I'm wasting your time and I'm basically building a castle in the sand. The point is, what we do have is we have some really amazing products that come at an unbelievable price point. So the water and the nutrition, they are not here yet. I have been blessed enough to try the OlyLife Aqua X. It's a hydrogen infusing water bottle along with terahertz wave charging, as well as meteorite technology in it, which is pretty fascinating. I've got 600 pounds of meteorites, so I understand how cool they definitely are. So the tabletop water device that you see over here is going to retail at about $2,000 US. If this is going to put a big dent in the Kangen market. So opportunity when this thing drops, I'm going to put a pin in both of these for right now. But wow, these are going to be absolutely fantastic to get there. So hydrogen water, terahertz, quantum energy, low frequency resonance. The OlyLife, we do have the terahertz cell essential. I don't enjoy this product as much as I do the foot device, only because the foot device is so absolutely powerful, so easy to use, but this still has benefits for topical treatments if you want to use it. The products, I have no idea. I'm not even going to talk about them because we can't get them anyway, and I'm not really concerned about them. The P90 is kind of our bread and butter, though. This is the one that I am absolutely in love with, and we will cover the benefits of that in just a little bit. So as Albert Einstein said, future of medicine will be the medicine of frequencies. So everybody that's waiting for the med beds to come out, this is med bed technology that's available now that is not going to cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. So in terms of OlyLife, they have done a very great job in terms of product registrations. This one says, yeah, fiscal year 2021 to 2022, but they keep up on all of this stuff, and they have a lot of different certifications, loads of them. We've also got 158 different patents on the devices. So this company takes this very seriously. They do a really great job of what they have for certifications and what they have in terms of patents. We have a Dr. Yang Ji, who's the scientific advisor of OlyLife. He's got a postdoctorate degree at the University of Gothenburg in Sweden. He's a project researcher at the Wallenberg Center for Molecular and Translational Medicine, and he's an assistant professor at the Department of Chemistry and Molecular Biology at the Royal Swedish Academy. So no small credentials for a guy. That's pretty great to stack up. So the company was originally founded in 1999. It was founded as a large health and wellness company, and it obtained a valid direct sales license in China in 2015. If you know anything about China, China's only given out about 25 certifications to allow network marketing companies operate within China. That's a pretty big thing. That's a pretty fantastic thing. For those of you that are on the call right now, yes, this is technically a Chinese company that operates in Asia, Malaysia, China, and we are ahead of the game. We are in a pre-launch in the US. We are still able to get some of the devices here. They're showing up pretty consistently, pretty quickly. So we don't really have a lot of complaints in terms of that end, but in terms of the business side of where this gets you, this is great because 90% of network marketing is timing. Basically nobody knows about this device yet and what it's going to do. So that really gives you the edge in terms of building a business, because this is a business presentation. I will have an entire benefits presentation later that I will cover it. They have multiple production facilities. They have 17 different manufacturing facilities. So they are able to keep up with the demand. For those of you that this is your first time joining the call, about 2.5 to 3 months ago, they were shipping about 2,000 devices a day in Asia. Now, about 2.5, 3 months later, they're shipping 15,000 devices per day. That's where this is going. So imagine when this starts hitting the United States. Well, if the United States were to officially pick it up and not get it the pricing that we get it, the price would easily triple, if not more. But as of right now, that's the level of explosion that we're talking in Asia. So when we're talking in terms of the business side, when it comes to the United States, us being in pre-launch, keep that in mind of how much this has been skyrocketing, because it's a bell curve. We're at the bottom of this little bell curve. United States, we barely even got started. But Asia, this is where it has really blown up. United States, North America, South America, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, wide open market, literally zero market saturation. So the Department of Medical Supervision and Medical Insurance is going to arrange for astronauts to enter a 3-month recovery period. When you leave the Earth's magnetic field, it throws the body off drastically. We're not putting the pressure on the bones, on the muscles, and we're also not having basically this magnetic metronome that keeps the body operating on the clock that it's supposed to and giving its cellular functions, kind of like its timing, like a musician playing a piano. Having the metronome to keep the time is important to keep the song on track. PEMF and the Earth's magnetic field, when it's pulsing itself, it releases its own pulsed electromagnetic field that comes off of it. Many people are familiar with the Schumann resonance. Well, there's also one that comes from the Earth. That is like the metronome for the human body for carbon-based life forms to keep us phase locked into 3D reality. So when you leave that magnetic field, a lot of different things happen. Geomagnetism is essential basically for life on Earth, not only because of that metronome concept that I talked about, but because it shields us from all of this radiation that's coming in that is very high level radiation. So we've got NASA, I've got my own feelings on NASA, but they're even using PEMF to restore the astronauts' health, including improving the bone mass and muscle density after in space, because when you go into space, not putting pressure on bones, it tells them basically, don't worry about it. You don't need to be as strong. So bone density will degrade. Another thing, that same thing happens though through inactivity. If you are sitting around, you don't do much. Think of the senior communities and the healthy aging communities. What happens if you don't exercise? You start losing bone density. It's a massive problem. PEMF is a way to cheat. It also is a way to cheat in countering the gradual weakening that we've been having of the Earth's electromagnetic field. So not only along with the pole shift of the pole is shifting, we actually have a weakening of the Earth's magnetic field. And so when these solar flares and other things come in, they can actually disrupt not only electronics. Solar flares will mess with electronics horribly, but human consciousness can be completely thrown off by solar flares. So by having this PEMF technology, it mimics having a stronger electromagnetic field around you to shield you from this and allow you to integrate into your consciousness these solar flares and this energy faster. So everyone's at risk of infection. How can we prevent a high health crisis in 20 years? Anybody that's in the health space or anybody that's trying to get into it after an illness or an injury understands that it is much better. An ounce of prevention is worth 1,000 pounds of allopathic cures, for lack of a better way to put it. So we have both terahertz wave and PEMF, and I will cover both of these in just a little bit, but we're going to kind of move on it. So the lead product, though, is the OlyLife Terra P90 that contains both PEMF and terahertz waves. Why is this so important for us? Because there's lots of PEMF devices out there, right? You know, there's popular ones out, and I'm not here to poo on any company, but like there's lots of great devices that are out there. The problem is not only are they far more expensive, we're getting this direct from manufacturer, so we're getting a way better price. But number two, they do not include the terahertz component. Terahertz and PEMF are like left hand, right hand. PEMF is grounding, relaxing, stabilizing. Terahertz waves are stimulating, energizing, they're powering. So when you put the two together, the Earth has a dual torus field that goes around it, that it composes its magnetic field of this dual torus that operates off of it. Human beings are the exact same. We have a dual torus field. That requires both a positive and a negative. That's where PEMF and terahertz come in as a positive and a negative to help really restore that dual torus field that comes off of us. So the advantages are it's safe and non-invasive. We get simultaneous improvement of multiple systems in the body. There is not one organ system, not one cell, and not one cellular function that is not drastically improved by the use of both PEMF and terahertz waves, especially together. It's really simple to operate. You put your feet on it, It'll turn on and you choose what setting you want to use it on. Refer to the FAQ and we'll come back to that later to explain which level should you use it on. But a great one I love, family sharing. When you buy this device, there's no monthly fees. And also in terms of distributors, there's no monthly fees and no purchases required to get commissions for forever off your entire team. I hate it in network marketing companies. I don't mind spending a little bit every month, say $100 a month. Not a big deal. I have a really big problem though when it's 200, 250, 300, over 300 including shipping just to get your paycheck. OlyLife went no monthly fees, nothing, and also you can continue to use the device for your whole family, everybody. You don't have to sit there and register people and input all the fancy programs. It's just put your feet on it, set the desired level, and for whatever length of time. That is enormous that we can be able to do that. It will save families an utter fortune in a million different ways. So basically talking about PEMF, we can go to Dr. Bryant Myers of the United States. He says the principle of bioelectromagnetics is like a charger. It helps the human body to receive energy. The PEMF, I would personally say, isn't all like a recharger for the body. It's more of a reset and a stabilizer. The terahertz waves, however, are a lot more like a rapid wireless cell phone charger. So what happens? The human body runs out of energy. So we're eating the healthy foods and the green juices and the other things in order to restore the electrical proponent to our systems. We can now cheat. We can literally put our feet on something that will recharge our cellular voltages for us, just like recharging a cell phone. That's fantastic. We can recharge ourselves just like we have a cell phone to recharge. So when we're young, about 3 to 5 times a minute, we have this pulse that comes off the human body that says, boom, here's your metronome pulse. Boom, turn on your healing. Boom, turn on your cellular functions. Everybody, like as we start getting to my age and anywhere near here, you understand kids heal a whole lot faster than adults. Why? They're pulsing this electromagnetic energy off them a lot more frequently than we are once we get a little bit older. So instead of 3 to 5 times a minute, as we start getting older, we only pulse it about once a minute. And that's the reason we have this healing slow down. And it's a number of combined factors, but this is a great way to quantify it, saying, well, okay, we stop releasing that pulse as much when we get older. Diabetics, however, it goes down to about once every 10 minutes, which is why there's so many complications when it comes to diabetes. This electromagnetic field is completely thrown off. Terahertz waves are exceptionally unique that our cells actually communicate in terahertz waves, and these terahertz waves are used to power numerous functions in the human body. We can get into atomic water, and that gets into the pentagonal dodecahedrogonal water clusters, which power and guide protein folding. They're inside of our microtubules. They're at the center of consciousness. But the big thing is your cells literally communicate in terahertz waves with each other like a cellular Wi-Fi. It's the most fascinating thing on the planet. So you go to, say, an acupuncturist, and they're like, oh, you got a blocked meridian here. We're going to, poke you with the needles, and we're going to open up the chi. I love acupuncture. Don't get me wrong. It's fantastic. But what they're doing is when they unblock this meridian, they're restoring the terahertz wave energy flow through the body. That's what this is. When you get a blocked meridian, the cells, everything stops communicating with it. Just like if you stop communicating with somebody else in business, what happens? Everything goes haywire. Same thing happens when our cells are unable to communicate through this terahertz waveband. And this terahertz waveband, the cellular Wi-Fi, comes before every hormone, every nervous system cascade, every neurotransmitter, it comes before all of it. It happens before all of those do. Those are secondary in response to these terahertz waves. So why would we choose the OlyLife Terra P90? We got a lot of different benefits. We're going to activate the cells and energy. We're going to promote microcirculation and metabolism in the meridians. We're going to eliminate the cold and the dampness. Terahertz waves in Chinese medicine are the equivalent of fire energy. Fire energy is the energy to actually go do things. When you run out of fire energy in the body, you literally run out of the energy to power anything. So we can also remove toxins and waste because we're literally powering the body to perform its functions. We can burn fat and do body shaping. We can reduce inflammation, cut down the pain, cut down the fatigue. So these numbers here, I'm not entirely sure that they're absolutely accurate. So please don't say, hey, these are Bible science of these are exactly right. However, the amount of relaxation that for sure, moxibustion, I haven't done a ton of. Massages, though, absolutely love them. Are one of my favorite things in the world to go get one. They say a 30-minute treatment is about 30 times as effective as a massage. When I first got my device and I used it on low for 30 minutes, I was in parasympathetic activation for 3 days straight, could not get out of it. It was very annoying. I just had baby number 4 and I had a lot of business to do. And here I was in straight relaxation mode for 2 days straight. I normally operate with the energy of a million suns. It was very inconvenient and very difficult. We get to cupping. Cupping's fantastic. I'm not going to knock it. Nothing wrong with it. It can do amazing things. The drawbacks to it, however, though, let's say you're low on chi, on fire energy. So we pull a bunch of toxins out of the places that they're stored in the fat. If the lymph system's already overburdened, what happens? We pulled more toxins out in the lymph system. Lymph system's already or the liver's already overburdened, so it can't deal with it. So we've just flooded the system with a bunch of toxins. We can't clear them effectively. However, you start putting in the terahertz wave and PEMF, it's the equivalent of cupping because every cell in your body has the energy to start detoxing itself. And what cleans up the lymph and stagnant lymph? Fire energy is what cleans and moves our watery lymph fluid around faster. So the biggest thing of what we're saying is, what does this cost? What's all your massage cost if you wanted to say even once a week in order to keep your stress system regulated? What's cupping once a week cost you in order to do the detox and get the things out? It adds up really quickly, whereas the P90 device, you buy it once and you can keep using it. It's got a roughly expected 15-year lifespan. It uses about 250 watts, which is only the energy of basically a small laptop. So your electric bill is not going to go through the roof. You buy it once, you pay couple of pennies really each time you use it. What's the cost benefit analysis ratio here? Plus, you don't have to leave home. Plus, you can continue like sitting at the computer right here. I could literally have my feet on the thing right now. I'm not ready for that yet. So, but you could. It's that easy with it. The testimonials we're going to skip because we got the testimonial group. They're way better. And so that's what OlyLife basically is about, who the company is, where they are, where they're located.